Alright, default settings set.
All right, let's see if my audio comes through.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I'm hearing you on stream now.
Hey, we
Okay.
fixed your problems.
Yay!
So on
Beautiful.
your main window there, you're gonna see. Hold on. All right, so on your default page, you'll see. Let me pull my drones in. You'll see two sliders down below your window, or where you see your preview. There's a microphone slider that should control the input for your microphone. There's a speaker slider that controls the input from your desktop audio.
Yep.
You'll want to tweak those accordingly.
So it doesn't
But
so it doesn't go above like that black line.
black line, hold on.
Oh, it's like kind of like, if you got high pitched squeals or whatever.
Those are like the default marks.
It should be fine here in this way.
It sounded good.
Yeah, well, that's where you would go to make adjustments if people start to complain.
Okay.
So just let me know and I'll start recording whatever.
And you record from your side? Do I have to record anything?
No, I will record it on. I'm gonna use multi-channel so I can fix my voice or echo if I have to. But yeah, I just record it here. And I'll be good.
For the audio, anyway. Do you
Right.
want
Yeah.
them to
Well,
record a? Do you want them to record a video?
no. Usually, what I do is I just go later to the broadcast, download it, and then put it back onto YouTube or whatever.
Uh, Yeah, I like having a local copy on hand just in case, you end up going down in the middle of the stream. Your recording still keeps going.
Alright, how's Noob Man doing?
Usually never have any problems with stuff like that.
You were a robot and then you became clear all of a sudden.
Hmm.
But hey, domo arigato for saying something anyway.
We had a little bit of problems with this last week. We considered another audio option, but we haven't followed through there yet.
Where's your Mumble server located? Taiwan?
Shoot, I don't know. It's just whichever one I bought from the Bumble.com website.
Huh.
But I think maybe next week we'll try going with Discord or something. All right, so we ready to do this?
Yeah, I'll just send a quick tweet.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Okay, we'll be starting in 3, 2. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kale Decadence, and you are listening / watching the Mind Clash podcast. I do have to apologize for my horrible echo. I am sitting in the middle of a hallway in a very fancy hotel known as the Transient Barracks in Kandahar.
Ooh,
But,
fancy.
But today with us we have our co-host as usual, Murdud, which I will call the host because he's actually streaming the video. And we have a special guest, Manny Bothans and Noob Man.
What's up, guys?
Yo.
So real quick, we'll do some introductions. Manny, why don't you go ahead and intro yourself?
What's up, everybody? My name is Manny Bothans, and this is the Monday Night Mind Clash podcast. I got bored. I didn't get to have a show on Thursday, so when I went to go log into my Alliance comms and saw people in this Mumble server, I'm like, meh, I can see my Alliance mates anytime. Let's do a show.
Yeah, and I'm Noob Man. I'm the operations director for Hard Knocks. It's a little small like C5 wormhole corp. We pretty much keep to ourselves. Also got elected for CSM as well.
Did you just say that
Yeah.
you like to keep yourselves?
Yeah, that's bullshit if I ever heard it. I don't know how many times you motherfuckers have ganked me.
I've been ganked by Hard Knocks.
We have some understatements here. Would you like to choose from them?
Yeah, I mean we're all over the place. It's the beauty of wormholes. You get to just kind of appear all over Eve.
He lives in a space RV. He takes his home with him.
And I'm
Yeah,
Murdud.
so,
Today streaming from Goon's home space, our beautiful Fortizar and DTAC-W.
You heard it right there, everybody. Go kill that Citadel.
Completely invulnerable. Don't even bother.
I'm kind of getting
Alright.
mad at my Citadel. It's not repairing my drones.
Is it supposed to?
Yeah.
Well, it's been
Well-
another completely boring, uneventful week in Eve. Nothing interesting going on in October.
I mean, there's some things. We haven't had the little Christmas present drops like we've been used to, but we had some fun, fascinating things this weekend, I guess you could say.
Well, I mean, if you're into, like, say, the meta or maybe huge changes in how the game's going to be played, I suppose, maybe.
Maybe.
Or if you're a huge fan of the Alliance tournament, or
Oh, yeah, Alliance tournament, right. It's all coming back to me.
Is that the segue?
Well, we could start there. Big Alliance tournament weekend. The finals were this week. 5 saw us pair down from the losers bracket weekend. Days 5 and days 6. And the remaining teams in the winners bracket down to the teams that would make it to the final day.
Yeah, and actually, I was fortunate enough to, while I was in Kuwait City, to be able to watch that first day on Saturday. I watched quite a few matches and got to see a lot of expensive shiny kills, especially the Atana.
oh god, the Atana.
Like, apparently, just one of those is 150 billion.
Isn't that just for the hull?
Just for the hull.
But of course, if you're going to fly an Atana, why not put Officer Dead Space on it? Because you've already spent that much in ship anyway.
There's not that many left either. I think quite a few have been blown up, and then some of them got banned when Garmin got banned.
Oh yeah, I love seeing Alliance tournament ships in the ship bans. That's fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's this horrendously expensive ship that we know you probably won't field, but it could tear our comp apart.
I heard speculation that there's only like 36 left.
That sounds like more than I would guess.
Yeah, seriously, that sounds like a much higher number than I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, so essentially, I started watching at the Exodus versus Volta match, where I think the Atama was the first one down. Maybe it was the first one down, but that's where it looked like Exodus was going to take it, and then it just completely turned around and Volta just smashed.
Yeah, there were some exciting games on that first day.
Yeah, it really was. It was funny to see like where you'd see like maybe 3 ships on one side and 6 ships on the other side, and you're like, oh, shit, it's done. And then all of a sudden, it just completely reverses. And you're like, holy crap, what happened?
I mean, I didn't watch all of the matches on day 5. Day 6 was the finals day. I spent a lot of time watching those games.
All right, so since I did actually write notes for day 5, I'm gonna just briefly go over them real quick. So like I said, Exodus versus Volta was the first one I watched. That was a pretty nice reversal on the side of Volta where they took over. Up next was NC Dot versus Afterlife, a really quick match. Let's see, first ship down that I saw was the Atana, which, like I said, it was like 150 billion for the whole. But I think NC Dot had a Navy Scorpion, and they just, man, that thing was going ham.
Yeah, there were a couple doctrines that seemed to be unified kind of by the end of the Alliance tournament. That quad Navy battle cruiser setup, the double Fleet Typhoon setup from similar to last year's, right?
The Floons. Oh my god, I hate it when they call them Floons.
Yeah, at first when they said Flume, I was like, what the fuck is a Flume? And then I'm like, oh, okay, Fleet Typhoon, got it. But yeah, that's stupid. But yeah, you saw double Flumes, and there was quite a few Drakes. They were used as a command ship, I guess.
Yeah, that was a common pull. I saw a couple Cyclones, definitely the Drake. There was a Gnosis in the last weekend.
Oh yeah, Gnosis. I remember seeing that. But yeah, then once we got to the final 4, we had PL and Tuskers, and that one was a match they saw the Addressed You. So am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Addressed You, I actually have the kill. I linked that in the show notes, but I'll pull it up real quick. But that one was somewhere in the region of, let's see, 150 billion ISK total. I think that's somewhere around 2,000, yeah, $2,200 if you were to equate it to real life cash. But surprisingly, it actually wasn't fit very shiny. It had 250 millimeter railgun 2s, compact micro warp drive, cat booster, tracking computer, warp scrambler, mag stab 2s, they had 2 of those, adaptive membrane, explosive hardeners, reactive armor hardener, and plates. So I mean, there was nothing shiny or blingy on it.
Well, considering the rules of the AT, you're not allowed to bling your ships out the way someone flying an Alliance tournament ship on Tranquility would bling it with all of the faction Dead Space officer modules they could possibly squeeze into it. I mean, there's some groups who have a whole bunch of Alliance tournament ships available to them. But, I mean, talking to our guys, Asher Elias was joking that he would join PL for Atana. And, I mean, he's not too friendly with PL. But, no luck.
Alright, so, but also with that match is where you pretty much PL had it in the bag, and that little boundary violation issue.
PL is a big fan of the edge of the boundary arena. They like to play it close to the edge.
They like to play on the edge of glory.
I mean, it kept everyone at the edge of their seats. And they've done this in years past as well.
How many ships do you think PL has just accidentally in the course of an Alliance tournament, or all Alliance tournaments?
Well, it's a spoiler to say that there were many of them this weekend, but I think in the past, I don't know. More than one is too many.
I think one time somebody MJD'd themselves out of the arena. That shit was hilarious.
That did occur. That was the PL match we're talking about, isn't it? Where you used the micro jump drive, or the mobile micro jump, and landed
Yep.
just inside the boundary, but then had enough momentum that just cruised out.
Yeah, so that was Astoria, and he was in a Phobos. So pretty much it was him, and then whoever was, I'm not sure what ship the Tuskers was flying, but yeah, that Phobos was trying to get away, and then, he just like, fuck it, let me micro jump drive. But the problem he had, he would have been still in bounds if he had stopped his ship completely before jumping, because the momentum kept him just cruising right along.
When you initiate a jump, it starts your acceleration. You can't stop.
Okay, so yeah.
He would have to have stopped his acceleration immediately after the jump and then prayed his momentum doesn't carry him across.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was close, but damn, when I saw that and they were like, boundary violation, I was like, oh shit, I can't believe that just happened.
I could believe it.
But yeah. Anywho, moving right along, next match was Volta versus NC Dot. I kind of missed that because I had to go to the bathroom, so I went and did that, came back, and you kind of have to walk quite a distance to the bathroom over here in the lovely Afghanistan region. So, can't really talk on that match too much, but I know Volta won. Next up was PL versus Tuskers match 2. They had the double fleet Typhoon in that one, which was really good, really on point. They had a Claymore, and that was on the Tuskers side. They were using that for their command ship, I believe.
Yeah, it's one of the Minmatar command ships.
Yeah, so they were using that as a command ship. So once the Claymore went down, that's pretty much PL had that one in the bag. Let's see, I don't want to go on too much of that, but I will say for the next match, which was NC Dot versus Volta, the only thing that I really want to point out is the fact that moderator, one of the commentators, he loved saying the word appreciable, kept talking about appreciable damage. Just, boy, did he love that word.
Well, he can appreciate it, I guess.
Yeah, he very appreciated it. Let's see, but unfortunately with that match, NC Dot lost that one to Volta, so that put them out and put them into 4th place, and they were no longer in the finals. And I will say that I did bet on those guys because I want to say Graf put out a tweet saying he put like 100 billion on for them to win. So I was like, oh, let me put in a couple 100,000 ask, and it turned out to be a loss.
When Noob Man hops back in, I'm going to have to interrupt whoever's talking at the moment because he needs to update his mumble and restart his computer.
Is that what it is?
Hey, Noob Man, update your mumble, restart your computer. That will fix your problem.
Yeah.
So while he's doing that, we'll just go over the finals. So I did get to watch a couple of them. Hey, Murda, you want to go over the prizes for the finals?
Oh yes, the prizes. So this day 6 is where we settled out the top 4. So NC Dot solidified 4th place when they lost on day 5, and that guaranteed them 3 cruisers and 3 frigates. Third is 7 cruisers, 7 frigates. Second is 15 of each, and first you get 25 cruisers and 25 frigates. And the prizes for this year were the Cadiz and the Raibizu. And like every other Alliance Tournament ships, they are stacked with bonuses. They're the combined powers of essentially 2 Tech 2 ships, and then ramped up even greater.
And thrown a cloak for good measure.
Of course, right?
Because never not covert ops.
Now, the Cadiz is good, but the Raibizu is what stands out, I think, as the excel of like new mechanics, new abilities.
What's it bonus for?
So I should pull it up so I'm not talking totally out of my ass.
Is that what it's called? The Cadiz? I thought it was the Sadies, but what do I know? I'm retarded.
I'm bad at English, so probably.
But while you're pulling that information up, I will say, so I guess on the desk for that day we had Fozzie, Zarbox, and Antiquarian. Fozzie wasn't there the whole time, was he? I thought he left.
He was around for the finals day, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Antiquarian, he kept changing his hat, like anytime they would cut scenes and it would come back. This motherfucker had a different hat on every time. It was killing me. Like, how many hats could you possibly own?
Okay, so the Raibizu, because this tournament is Blood Raider sponsored, is on the Ashimu hull, and it has a bonus to Covert Ops cloaks and armor repairers. So it's the second cloaking logistics cruiser. Now the first one was the one we were talking about earlier, and that's the Intana. And the Intana has shield bonuses, and it's a Covert Ops cloaking ship, which isn't a real relevant bonus for the Alliance tournament, as you wouldn't want to cloak in the Alliance tournament. But in the Alliance tournament, the bonuses to the logistics, remote shield rep, and in the case of the Raibizu, remote armor rep, are a huge bonus. Because the Alliance tournament allows you to ban out 2 ships moving into each match. And a typical ban is both logistics cruisers, Tech 2. So, if you ban out an Oneros and a Guardian, there's a low probability that someone's going to bring an armor composition with both logistics, solid logistics, banned out.
Unless, of course, they hit the I have ISK and win button.
Well, previously, the Atana was that I win button, but there was no armor option.
There is now.
Now, what's cool about this is it's just not a souped-up Guardian with remote energy transfer. It's not a souped-up Oneros with a better tank and better capacitor strength.
Doesn't it always have doesn't it also have a bonus to like newts and vamps?
It's based off a Blood Raider ship. Now, Blood Raiders are all about newts and vamps, so it combines the Blood Raider bonuses to Nosferatu and the bonuses to logistics. So the only way to keep it cap stable is to suck your enemies dry while repairing your friends.
And of course, it can stop you from repairing your friends by sucking your logistics dry.
Vicious cycle.
So that is a new way to throw logistics into the game, and it's beautiful, and I think it's amazing that you combine the NOS bonuses with the logistics bonuses. And of course, you could Covert Ops bridge it into a Black Ops fight if you're the kind of guy to throw around, 200 bill or whatever.
Yeah, there's just 200 billion I have lying around. Buy an Alliance tournament ship and just, take it on a bomber's bar fleet. Why not? Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Absolutely nothing, that's what.
So needless to say, getting into the top places, more frigates, more cruisers, huge payout. So, remaining on the day 6, we have 3 teams, PL, who came into the weekend undefeated from the undefeated bracket, and then the 2 remaining teams from the losers bracket, which were Tuskers and Volta. So Tuskers and Volta had to sort their stuff out first. So it was a best of 3. We had Fozzie and Goran on the moderator desk. And we had Chesser and moderator with Antiquarian. Antiquarian, the Amar loyalist, on the desk. So
Yeah.
game 1 brought double Barghest with and then a mirror match of all the remaining ships. Tuskers lost their Logi first, and then Volta's was not long afterwards. And then that led to all of their support ships getting vaporized due to lack of logistics. What happened was Volta started to gain the advantage, and Tuskers had their Balgorn on the field, and this was their flagship Balgorn. And flagships you're only allowed one of, and it's immune to being banned, and you are allowed to pimp it out with advanced modules. So the Balgorn was very critical if Tuskers wanted to continue on in the match, or in the tournament. So the Balgorn, with 3 minutes remaining in the match, started to book it around the arena, using the mobile micro jump drives to jump around the arena when he needed to avoid damage. Now, if this was Tranquility and this was a PvP match, there would have been scrams on that guy, and he would not be able to use those mods.
So did he use the MJD, the mobile MJDs more than once? Like I didn't get to watch that match. So what happened there?
At least twice to get away.
That's what's up, man.
And once he landed right on the edge of glory. But, because he's a big old battleship, didn't have much momentum, and was able to turn himself away from the edge, and then book it on to the next one.
Oh boy.
So he survived the 3 minutes, and made it out of that match, which some people felt was a turning moment for Tuskers in this tournament.
So did they win that one based off pretty much points at that point?
No, Volta won commandingly, but Tuskers had a moral victory in saving their flagship.
Oh, okay.
Now, Tuskers came back with the same setup in the second game. Volta brought Navy Scorpions and Sleipnirs with bombers and Spitfuls. So Tuskers had the same 4 Navy battle cruisers setup with a Balgorn as support, and it was their flagship again. Volta lost a bunch of their support right off the bat, and then the rep drones were burnt off, which rep drones in the Navy setup are good for keeping your guys alive as a bonus logistical arm. So it was important to smart bomb those off. They then both traded Logi, because once the rep drones were down, the Logi has no support and is an easy target to kill. Volta lost a Sleipnir at about 4 minutes, and Tuskers got ahead on points. Volta then had most of their support dead. By 6 minutes, Volta lost their Navy Scorpion, and it was just a Sleipnir versus 2 Fleet Canes and their Balagorn, which meant the end for Volta and bringing it to 1-1. In Game 3, sudden death, Volta brought 2 Fleet Foons and their Balagorn, and Tuskers brought the exact same comp as the previous 2 games. The only modification was their flagship Balgorn now had guns instead of just newts and webs.
Okay, so
He can go pew-pew with his lasers.
They're pretty much just going with whatever seemed to keep working. They're just going to keep doing that.
They'd obviously practiced that fleet really extensively, and they didn't want to spoil whatever their last trick they had in their pocket was if they made it to the finals. So, match went on early. The Logi traded early again, but this time Volta targeted a Navy Harbinger instead of the Logi of Tuskers, and this was probably the mistake that they didn't know that they had made, because the loss of DPS for Tuskers didn't result in a cascade failure, while the loss of the Logi for Volta led to everything unwinding pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you see that a lot of matches, like once a certain ship was gone, or once they took out, the Logi, they took out, a certain ship, like that was it. And you could just tell at that point, like, okay, that's it. Once they took that one out, it's done.
And that was the case. By 4 minutes,
Yeah.
Volta had lost both their Fleet Typhoons, and their Balgorn was dropping. And by 6 minutes, the game was over. So Tuskers, who was on the cusp of losing at the beginning of game 1 and would have been down a flagship and in a really tough place, managed to squeak it out and make it into the final round versus PL. So, PL coming in from the winner's bracket had a bonus +1 on their score in the best of 5. So PL started it 1-0. PL first brought a Navy Scorpion, 2 Sleipnirs, Scimitar, 4 T3Ds, and 2 bombers. And Tuskers brought the exact same comp. Instead of their flagship, no, they brought their flagship, but they changed out one of their ships for an Astarte. Tuskers killed a bunch of their support early, PL's support early, and they trade their flagship Balgorn for a Scimitar of PL. Now, this was the Balgorn that they'd spent all this time trying to save and bring it along to the finals on their doctrine that really, really needed it. They killed the Semi, which led to PL's whole team getting wrapped up pretty quickly by the remaining DPS. But PL had the moral victory of killing the flagship Balgorn and perhaps completely unraveling the doctrine that Tuskers was counting on from all of the previous matches that they'd come.
And I just want to point out real quick that at this point, like, this is where I was about to get onto the bus to go to my next flight. And I tweeted out that I needed someone to take notes for me. I didn't know you were taking notes, but quick shout out to my lovely wife. She went ahead and she was watching the tournament for me, and she was tweeting updates to me. So big ups to the Mrs. Decadence there.
Yeah.
She actually understood what was going on?
I mean, I think for the most part, I mean, she's watched all the tournaments with me, as I watched them, just kind of in the background, and I think she picked up enough, and she watches. She picked up on what the commentators were saying.
See, my wife won't watch a tournament with me. I had to watch at work or the hospital. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, but yeah, appreciate my wife doing that for me.
So game 2, PL Tuskers 1-1. PL has been badgered by the desk to bring Alliance tournament ships, to bring that Raven state issue. The Twitter chat wants blood. They want big kills. They want blood. So PL brings 2 Fleet Typhoons, an Eos, Oneros, 2 Blackbirds, a Malice, which is a previous AT ship, and it's essentially a souped up Kuro. That's not Kuror, mixed with a Vengeance. So it's got webs, newts, and it's got high DPS. I think it's even got an E-War. Like, it's a jack of all trades, and it's amazing. Tuskers brings 2 Fleet Typhoons, an Eos, a Neros, 2 Blackbirds, 2 Bombers, and 2 T3Ds. So essentially this is a mirror match, but the difference being the Malice versus just T3Ds on Tuskers' side. Immediately everyone goes everywhere. The fights are going on all over the place. Support's fighting on one side. Bombers are fighting on one side. The cores are fighting near the middle. The Blackbirds are trying to get jams in. Tuskers gets their Oneros tackled early, and it's dead by 2 minutes 30 seconds. And then PL loses their Oneros, but Tusker trades for a Svitbull, or PL trades their Oneros for a Svitbull, so they're up by 2 ships. Oh, they also lose a Blackbird quickly after the Svitbull. Tuskers make a play for the Malice to attempt to get that key moral victory, but it survives in half armor and ducks out. Tuskers then has their DPS jammed out by the Blackbirds, and the support of Tuskers falls pretty quickly afterwards. Because they were jammed out, they couldn't really make much effort, on taking down PL's DPS, and they eventually just wear them down, and that was it for Tuskers on game 2.
Yeah, just a quick update. Newman is having some issues trying to get into the Mumble server, so if we can get to him, if he somehow gets in, we'll get around to that topic. I mean, we can always talk about that topic without him, but hopefully he gets on.
I don't think that topic's going anywhere, so.
Well, I told him how to fix it. I literally had this exact same problem.
Yeah, he said he actually tried 2 different versions of Mumble and just kept having the same issue. But he said his TeamSpeak was fine, Discord was working for him, so he didn't know what the deal was. I think it's too late in the game to try to switch options.
I'm on Mumble 1.2.11. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, I've got 1.2.16.
Yeah, it's that 0.2. He's on 0.09. Yeah, I had that problem. I was fighting for like 4 days trying to get my Mumble to work because we have this rule in our alliance, a rule that I am breaking wide the fuck open right now. If you're in space, you're in comms. You don't necessarily have to be in a active channel in comms. You just need to be in comms so that people can reach you. But yeah, I wasn't able to get into comms, so I wasn't getting into space anytime soon.
Game 3. PL's up 2-1. Well, Tuskers have brought the same comps over and over again. They'd stick to the same comp, right? No. Both teams go for Minmatar Rush. So Claymores, Sleipnirs, Scimitars, Cerberuses, Jackdaws, Spitbulls. It's all Rush. PL even brings a Jaguar because
Yeah.
assault frigates are good, right?
It's sad. I have the skills to fly an assault frigate. I have never flown one.
Used to be good. Definitely it used to be good. So, hot start. Micro warp drives on. Everything just goes quick. Tuskers are trying to chase PL down, trying to catch that Simi. PL's trying to kite away, trying to deal damage as they come in. They're going. They get down to the edge of glory. All of a sudden, a Kitsune down for PL. Boundary violation.
Ooh.
Followed by a Spitbull of PL. Followed by the Simi of PL. The commentators were losing their minds. Everyone was losing their minds. How could PL be boundary violating all of their ships and literally throwing away their tournament chances, being up 2-1? So, a couple more ships go down from PL. Tuskers lose 1 to the boundary violation. And then Tuskers has like a 7-4 ship advantage and just proceed to clean up. Everyone is shocked. The whole desk, all the commentators, shocked, outraged. The salt is coming out in droves. But CCP sticks to their guns and says that the simulation is the simulation, and that's the way it is.
So I know you wrote in the notes something about disconnects. Is that really what happened, or?
PL was claiming that there were disconnects on their end, that the node crashed and a bunch of their guys DC'd. And there were reports of DCs from other people in the Twitch chat, but it was awfully suspicious in the PL fans' minds that they lost a bunch of their guys.
So it was the Pan fam who was complaining.
Yep, there was some salt, definite salt.
Oh, boo, Pan fam.
Which not spoiling anything, wouldn't have meant anything if PL takes this next match, because it's 2-2, big finale, everything's tied up. Tuskers have scraped it back with luck, spit, and Balgorns, and it comes down to this last match. Everything on the line. So, PL brings 2 bar guests, a Simi, a Drake, and rapid light missile cruisers. Tuskers brings 2 Sleipnirs, a Simi, 2 Orthruses, and 2 Jackdaws. So, these are both setups effective at taking out support and dealing damage from long range. And they both have Logi. So, off from the start, you expect like a Logi trade or something. BL loses a Hyena really early to the alpha of the Sleipnirs. The Simi drops pretty quickly after for PL, which quickly leads to some of their support dying. The jams from some Tuskers ships block out the Barghest DPS, and it takes a while before Tuskers loses their Simi. So Tuskers have a strong lead at about 3 minutes. The Sleipnir, they finally lose the Sleipnir after some jams cycle down, and PL is only down by 2 points. By 4 minutes 30, Barghest is down. Second Barghest goes down for PL, and now the DPS on PL is really light. With the jams, with the lack of their 2 battleship core, they're really weak on DPS. The Tuskers lose a Sleipnir to the support wing and the Orthruses of PL. Sorry, the cruisers of PL. But by 5 minutes, it's really just Blue Melon and the Drake support. And Blue Melon is bolting around the arena trying to do some elite solo PvP. With boosts, of course. But Tuskers finally kills that final Barghest of Blue Melon. And that was it. GG's in local. Tuskers take the Alliance Tournament 14.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to say that was surprising, but yeah, I mean, it surprised me. I thought PL was going to have it in the bag.
The moderators were literally yelling over each other. They could not get their excitement out fast enough. It was completely surprising to them.
Yeah, I really wish I could have watched that last few games because it seemed like it was pretty exciting. I'll just have to watch it later. I'm sure it's going to be on YouTube or probably rebroadcast it on Twitch. But it seemed like it was some pretty good final matches.
I had been watching some of the replays on Elite Gamers, was the YouTube channel, and they had all of the hosted matches. None of the commentary in between the matches, but definitely the hosted matches. But you can also catch it on the CCP stream. It should be recorded there.
It certainly is.
Outstanding. Yeah, so I mean, that was pretty cool. But I do want to really quickly commentate on the commentators. I will say Chesser and what was the other dude, moderator? Quite dashing and quite handsome in their little boy suits.
Definitely.
But Zarvox with that hair, boy.
Yeah, they were pretty good. I was happy to have those player commentators there. I know it's a regular staple of the Alliance tournament, but it adds a lot to the tournament besides just having CCP devs.
Yeah, so overall, it was good time, good matches. I enjoyed watching as best I could. But yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a good Alliance tournament. I really hope our group can get in next year and I can get involved in that excitement. I tried to get involved 2 years ago with the CO2 team, but I was busy at that time, so hopefully.
Yeah, I'm hoping my alliance makes a go for next year. We were just getting our feet under us this year, so there was no chance, but yeah, I seriously hope next year I'm able to participate.
It's something I'd like to do, but I don't think I'm good enough. I'm quite shit at the PvP.
I can fly a bomber.
Yeah, I mean, I can hold my own, but I'm definitely not on that elite level. Maybe I could be on the B team or the C team, you know.
There's always good.
That's the great thing about a small group. That's the great thing about a small group. There is no B team. There is the team.
Yeah. Also, I don't really have 100 bajillion is to try to get on the tournament.
I'm a little bit salty that some of the smaller alliances can get in, and some of the bigger alliances are left out in the cold.
Well, I mean, that was based off of I mean, you could buy essentially buy your way in, but for the most part, it was random draw, was it not?
It was.
Yeah, which is good. It adds some sort of level of fairness.
Random draw and silent auction.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean I
but,
can't be salty.
Oh no, be as
But-
salty as you want to be. I need more for my chips.
but speaking of all the ISK and where is it going and where it's not going to be going to I Want ISK or EVEBet anymore.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad about EveBet. Of all the Eve ISK gambling services that are out there, I really liked EveBet. They had a really good operation going, and it's going to be sad to see them go.
Yeah, I mean, I can probably vouch for them. I've used them for betting on football games, did the Alliance tournaments, the succession trials. I mean, anything that I could, I would bet just a few $100,000 at a time. I mean, I wasn't like a big player, but it was nice. I don't think they were one of the perpetrators in RMT, which I still don't think RMT was really as much of a thing as CCP thought it was.
I doubt that it wasn't. I mean, at that level where you have trillions of ISK and nowhere to spend it. I mean, with billions of ISK, I don't really know what to spend it on. Beyond like an avatar or getting a Titan or a couple Titans, I don't know what you could spend your money on. And I mean,
Skill injectors.
beyond a certain SP level, like Iron Bank leveled up that character all the way to max skill points, and he still had money left over. Like, there's a level of money that's just too rich. It's too rich, and you have nowhere to put it. And
See, and that's where Eve philanthropy needs to be a thing. And the sad thing is, a lot of the gambling websites were engaged in philanthropic acts. You know, I'm gonna miss EveBet sponsoring all the podcasts that they did. I'm gonna miss Eve Online Hold'em sponsoring news sites and things, paying people in ISK to do stuff for the game. I'm gonna miss that.
And so I will say one of my favorite things about watching the ATs was the best commercial ever, which was for hot chocolate with chocolate rain, and she's watching the chat right now. So, hi, Chocolate Rain. Loved your fun dancing videos.
I'm being the worst again and not being in chat.
Oh, I'm in chat. I just wasn't looking at it. I was too busy focusing on the rats.
Yeah, but I love that commercial. Every time that popped up, I was just cringing. It was just so hilarious to watch that.
It was very hilarious.
I
Rain,
forget
if you would-
which organization it is. There's an organization that had an ad out there that was like the steps for creating an awesome AT ad. It's like
Oh,
dank
okay.
internet memes, super elite speed. Wait, no cursing allowed. Well, how am I supposed to make an
Fucking-
awesome AT ad without using the word fuck?
Yeah. I can't
That's
remember who that was
Railroad.
either.
Railroad. From the Zed Kill Guides.
Oh yeah, Ezekiel Guides.
I said it right the first time.
Sure, whatever. So, real quick, Ryan, if you are listening, who made that commercial for you? Did you do that yourself, or did somebody bust it out for you?
I'm going to go on a limb and say Rick's Javix.
Yeah, I'd imagine. He was.
Yeah, I'm kinda
in
curious
quite a
myself.
commercial. Sorry, I stepped on you. But yeah, so kind of disappointed in the fact that we're not going to have any casinos anymore. We're not going to have any more. I mean, I get some of the reasoning behind it, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, is that one of our top priorities? Unless they're specifically trying to prevent some of those ISK wars, or the wars that are generated based off of paying ISK as a reward, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with everything that the Matani and Boat were going on with on the Meta Show, but I do agree with the unassailable Ivory Tower as being a terrible gameplay driving mechanic.
Yeah, I want to go into a bit of that. It's something that Urs brings up on my show. You know, we've got this huge organization, and I Want ISK sponsors people taking down the said organization, and you know, how are they supposed to fight that? He literally has an unassaultable ISK source. If it was any other nullsec alliance in the game, there's moons to blow up, there's pocos to destroy, there's indexes to grind into oblivion. But with an ISK gambling website, there's nothing to attack. You can't attack a website.
Yeah, but I mean, that just brings up the point of, is it necessarily ISK and blingy ships and numbers that really make the difference in a battle or war, or is it skill? I mean, I think it could have gone either way when they took on the goons.
That's
Just
the thing,
depending.
though. With money, you can buy skill.
No, not just skills and skill points, but I mean,
No,
actually
that's exactly. I Want ISK bought the entirety of nullsec. He said, "Open season on goons. I'm paying everyone." And how could the goons attack that source of income? They can't.
I mean, I didn't get paid. What the fuck?
Oh well, then you need to hit up I Want ISK before they go belly up.
All right, right. Let me see if I can get at least $1 billion out of that. 'Cause I was in a couple of those battles.
Well, I Want ISK has completely been banned out. All of their accounts.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are shut the fuck down.
There was
apparently
lots
they
of,
were one of those guilty RMTers.
there were lots of salt about players who had their accounts negative balanced based on receiving money from I Want ISK.
Ooh, yeah, that sucks.
Rumor has it that Killer B, who was the campaign commander for the World War B or Casino War, depending which side you look at it from, was paid or had 1.5 trillion withdrawn as part of the bans.
Oh boy,
That
that's a
sucks.
lot.
So, we all know that RMT exists in EVE, and we all know that the places where there's unassailable ISK or players are making way too much to have any other use for it, like carriers botting in the old days, or multi-boxed mining fleets of 40 guys in back-end renter systems that weren't part of any coalition. Those money makers are not using it for more Kestrels to go low-sec PvP or more battleship doctrines to conquer more space.
Yeah, so I can see the argument on both sides, but it is what it is.
But
We're still gonna have wars regardless.
yeah, I really didn't like the commentary that streamers and the community-based podcasts and events would dry up if the ISK dried up.
Yeah, I saw a lot of arguments on Twitter going back and forth. Some streamers taking shots at other streamers who use EVEBET or I Want ISK as a sponsor. And I thought that was a lot of it was out of line. I saw a lot of people cracking on, I don't know, it wasn't Starbucks. Who's the other?
Sitonia?
No, who's the other dude that does like a show, like a stream on the regular? Not Starbucks, but in any case, but they're
Manic
taking
Velocity?
I think it was Manic Velocity, and then people were taking like some straight shots and calling people out, and I think that was a little bit unfair, a little biased, but I don't see anybody not continuing with doing what they've been doing on stream without the help of the sites. But I will point out that Ashtarothi, who we all know, he's been on High Drag, and he now does his own show called On Grid, but he's been hosting on Talking Stations. He is no longer going to be hosting on Talking Stations because of, I guess, what Matani and those guys were talking about on the, what's it called?
The New Eden Meta Show.
yeah, the meta show. So I kind of see his point of view. He was pretty much taking that as a, you know, an offense to what he does. So he's no longer going to be streaming on the talking stations. But it is what it is. He's a good player. He's a hard worker, and he loves this game. So I kind of took it to heart, which rightfully so.
And there are people who do this stuff without getting IS compensation. Look at me, for instance. I tried for like a year to get in touch with somebody at EveBet so I could get some sponsoring, maybe buy me some skill injectors, but I never got a response back, and now I won't ever.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right off the bat, like I do this podcast, I stream on occasion because I love doing it, and whether or not I get if people go on Patreon and give us a few bucks, or if people throw us some ISK, it does not matter to me. I do this because I love doing it.
I would appreciate just a retweet or a share or telling your friends about the podcast and having them come out and communicate with us.
Exactly. That's all it is, just for the fans, man. We're here for you.
I would appreciate I would appreciate anyone listening to just come on the show. Yeah,
Right.
for me, my issue isn't funding or being able to pay for things or anything like that. For me, it's getting people on the damn show, man.
That is true. I mean, you are competing with open comms, what can I say?
Well, that'll change here pretty soon. My work schedule's changing yet again. I'll be
Oh, yeah.
working the Monday through Friday grind, which means I'll probably end up doing the show on Saturdays.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be good.
Seems like an opening there. But
You
yeah,
know.
I don't expect the streaming community or the hosting community for in-game or out-of-game events to seriously suffer from the collapse of this casino money. I mean, if you're an organization that was that desperate for the ISK, and the only way you're going to continue to do your work was through ISK, perhaps you had the wrong motivation to be streaming or to be hosting an event.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, moving quite along, wanted to talk real quick on wars. There's currently a few wars that I'm tracking. I know there's something going on with Fountain, Tribute, and as well.
I can speak on the Fountain bit.
Okay. Hit it.
So, we've been striking, we, the Imperium, have been striking at the culture in Fountain. Their super capital assembly arrays were in G95, which is not too far from our border. It's about one midpoint from our border. And we struck at them all weekend. We took down, I think it was 5 super capital assembly arrays. Contained within were at least 2 Titans, the Vendetta, the super carrier from the Guristas, and a couple others. And that was some big kills. Culture did come out on the first night and fight, and we had our super carriers and carriers on field. And when we finished off the first tower, the capital fleet moved on to the second tower, leaving our sub-capital support. And Shadow Cartel, NC Dot, and PL had arrived in system. And PL and Shadow Cartel brawled it out below our sub-capital fleet for a while. Apparently, Shadow Cartel had brought one of their low-sec FCs who was not confident in null-sec gaming, and when null-sec battles, and pulled the rookie mistake of warping into a bubble and getting trapped out of position.
Oh boy.
So PL jumped them. And then there was some aggressive gameplay by our subs FCs, and we lost a bunch of Barguests there. So the end battle report didn't look good for us, considering that these super carriers and Titans don't show up on kill mells right now. But it was a great fight, and it was a lot of fun. And first chance I've had to fly my carrier in fleet operations. So that was fun.
Awesome. Did you take part in? I'm just reading a few battle reports in the G95F-H.
Yeah, that was where the battles were. That's where those Super
Okay,
Capital Assembly
okay.
areas were.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going over it. Looks like some pretty interesting reports on there. They're using Tengus with the Slippery Pete doctrine. A lot of Proteuses.
Yep.
It sounds like could have been fun. Did you guys get any tie-dye on that at all?
Yeah, there was some tie-dye. We were up to about 30%. There were about 750 in local at the height.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. We also had a decent fight recently in Aquarius, where we dunked on a group who was antagonistic to our friend of the show, Jay McLean. Group Brute Force Solutions. We dunked on them last night, actually. Killed a bunch of their carriers.
Nice.
So that was good. Good times. Yeah. Small fleet doctrine, because it was just an offshoot of Imperium, one of our SIGs. And yeah, it made it onto Reddit. It was a really good battle, because it was our Barghest fleet versus their capitals. And then we dropped our capitals, including a Titan, and solo Titan, Doomsday, and carriers. It was great.
Oh my god, it's a Titan.
And then boom, there was no more carrier.
This is all part of our campaign to enhance the Quarius Fight Club back into the new Quarius Fight Club. And
Oh.
BFG, Brute Force Solutions there. Yeah, BFG. They decided they needed 6 to 8 weeks to decide whether or not they wanted to join the QFC. They had to check their paperwork and do some internal polling. And Asher gave them 24 hours, and yeah. So yeah, they're gonna get evicted.
Nice.
Stay tuned next week for the their lone Astra House kill mail. Should be next week.
Yeah, I think this week is going to be a pretty big week, and then this coming weekend is going to be real big as far as major battles. I don't have any info in particular about what's going on in Tribute.
The NC Dot and PanFam versus CO2 and Test.
Yeah, so as far as that goes, I mean, I know, so my alliance and coalition, we kind of work with CO2 and Test. We're blue to them, so I know we've been helping them out a lot, but I know that NC Dot has their sights on Tenal. So from what I heard on Reddit, and I think I saw a YouTube video that NC Dot wants Tenal, but we're not going to let them have it.
Yeah, you have a decent sizable defense force there, right?
Oh yeah, there's literally always someone on. There's always a good defense fleet set up. You know, pretty much every time there's a timer for CO2 or for Test, or even, you know, internally for us, where, you know, we always work together. So I've seen fleets go out with, you know, hundreds at a time, and it's comprised of CO2, Test, Polka guys, drone walkers. You know, we're all over it.
Is Brave Collective allied with you guys, or just supporting you against PanFam?
I'll have to check and see what the standings are, but from what I understand, I think they're neutral, but they might be blue to us, maybe light blue.
Because there was a juicy...
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're blue. They're blue to us, that's right.
There was a juicy Brave pipe-bombed a Pandemic Horde Hurricane fleet today with Abaddons.
Yes, I saw that on Reddit. That was nice.
You heard it here.
Revenge of the newbies.
Brave newbies, the new Rooks and Kings.
They were like, "Hey, you know that thing that Rooks and Kings did to us a while back that it made it onto that made it onto the Eve cinematic? Yeah, let's do that again. Only this time we'll be flying the smart bombing battleships."
Yeah, it was juicy. I mean, I don't think Rooks and Kings ever lost half their battleships on the drops, but
Yeah, well, they probably have, better tanks and skills.
quite hilarious though.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the kill mail from that thing right now. Looking at the side of Brave, they had what appears to be all Abaddons, all Abaddons and Flycatcher, and they just demolished PL.
Yeah, good times. Good times.
Wow, is that really what it was? It was looks to be about just a little over a dozen pilots on the Brave side and shit about 3 or 4 dozen Hurricanes over on the PL side. The Horde.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. Very impressive. I'll link that in chat. Hold on.
Yeah, it's definitely been a good week to be out in space. My kill board is very green. I'm having a lot of fun.
Oh, I got to play around with the asset safety mechanic, and I learned a little bit more about how that works.
Oh yeah.
So, as some may know, Just Let It Happen Alliance used to be a Delve resident. We are no longer Delve residents. We live in Catch. But I forgot to move some things out of our citadels before they went down. So they got moved into the asset safety system. Now, one of them happened to be in our staging area when we were fighting against the goons, and was an NPC system that had an NPC station that I really didn't want my stuff moved to because there's really no reason for me to go back there. So I let everything get moved low sec. And the way that asset recovery works when you let everything move out to another place is that you get wrapped packages, and as you pull things out of those packages in your delivery hangars, you pay the surcharge, 15% of the item's value.
Yep.
Oh, on when you unwrap it, individual items or like groups?
Individual items. So you pull a ship out of that wrap, you pay for just that ship.
Do you know what it is before you unwrap it?
Yeah, it'll tell you before you actually take possession of the item, asking you if you want to pay this.
Now, what is the price based on? Is that based off of
I think it's based off of average market value.
Okay.
Dare I ask how much you were outed?
Well, I haven't pulled everything out. I've got a whole bunch of shit there. Like half a dozen cruisers, a Noctis, an Orca, just random mods and shit that I forgot. There's one that now holds like a Sino and some Straunt. But
Fuck strong.
yeah, I'm not too worried about the Straunt. But I will put it on the Orca if I can assemble a fleet to get it out.
Now, where does it force you to drop it? Is it like socked, or does it take it to the NPC now?
It if you're in nullsec and you let asset safety do its thing and not deliver it to to a dockable station in the same system where your citadel was, if you let asset safety do its thing and make its own destination, it picks the closest low sec system to that nullsec system.
Well, that's not too bad. I mean, sock's not great for logistics, but
Mine didn't go to socked.
oh.
And so it's like a 26 jump trip out of where I'm currently based in Catch.
Oh, fuck.
Lame sauce.
Wow.
And of course, it's an Orca, so it's not like I can jump it around.
I mean, I've taken my work on a few trips, as we've heard in the past. Doesn't always turn out well when I do those long 30 jump trips.
Well, I'm going to wait until after the update, because after the update, it's going to have a huge boost to its shield hit points. It's going to have nice, beefy, heavy drones, and it'll be able to do the new shield command links.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
So, I mean, it's not going to be, all cute and cuddly. It'll have some fucking teeth, and the people I bring with me are gonna have some fucking teeth too.
Manny, you know I'll help you escort it. Just tell me when and where.
I trust you about as far as I can throw you, and since I can't reach through my microphone and grab you by the scruff of the shirt, no thanks.
I'm so strong. I can carry things. No,
Yeah, so
it's good to hear that the system works, though. I haven't had to use it yet, but I keep leaving shit in random master houses, so I know I'm gonna have to use it soon.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
got
gonna
all
have to
over.
check into the different frog freight services and see if I can get it hauled out there or something. I just hope I don't have to repackage it, because it's got some nice juicy rigs on it.
Yeah, those rig costs.
I mean, if I have to, I will, but I don't wanna.
I had an Archon. I just didn't want anymore, and I just like screw it, repackaging it, selling it. That's it. Don't care. Not contracting it.
Jeez.
Nobody uses Archons anymore. Archons are so 2014.
I forget which frog service takes things from low sec to null sec.
Black Frog is anything dangerous. Red Frog's high sec.
Okay, so
Yeah.
black frog.
Why is it gonna be black?
I don't know. Did you know Red Frog has sovereignty in Aquarius?
I did know that.
Well, you gotta give those freighter pilots something to do.
I suppose.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to have a new man on here, but maybe next week. But we were going to talk about in our kind of like newbie spotlight, wormhole living. But since we're running a little close on time, I think we can save that for next week, and hopefully we can get him on there. Hopefully we can get him to talk about the bounty, the $75,000 US PayPal contract that's on New Man and Hard Knocks.
That's everyone's homework. Go read that PC Gamer article. Come back.
Yeah,
next
it was in. It was in
Oh, it
PC
got
Gamer.
it got featured on PC Gamer. Holy
Oh,
shit!
yeah. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna read this." So it's
Someone
pretty-
must have a
pretty
real
interesting.
real murder boner for Hard Knocks. Holy fuck!
Hispanic
Yeah, I mean,
Enterprises.
Yeah, TLDR is that some dude from Hispanic Enterprise got pissed off because he got kicked out of the wormhole or something, and I don't know, he's got a egg up his asshole.
Yeah, it's all supposed
Well,
to
apparently it's a
culminate.
golden egg.
Must be.
It's all supposed to
Oh,
culminate at
fuck.
E-Vegas, so hopefully we can get it in before E-Vegas.
Yeah, so speaking of Vegas, that's next week. Who's going? Not me.
Ah, not I. Don't have the money.
I'm just gonna have a quiet little party here to myself.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna go, but here I am sitting in Afghanistan. I mean, at least I got to cancel the tickets. It wasn't a problem. My wife went ahead and canceled the flight, just sent in my order. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm not out any money. I'm just, disappointed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but next year?
Yeah, so I think it'll have to be next year. I'm hearing rumors that in 2018 we're going to be headed to Iraq, so hopefully I'll get a nice little break in between here and there. Oh, you know what would be dope though is if I get back before March time frame and I go to FanFest.
I mean, that's a close second.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure you could start a meetup in Kabul, maybe? I'm sure there's a couple other
Oh
e-players.
yeah, you know what? Shit, thanks for reminding me. So last night, while most everybody was sleeping from jet lag and whatnot, I wanted to maintain like a good schedule. So I only took like an hour and a half after the flight, and some other dude was kind of walking around the barracks, and I was like, "Hey man, you want to go eat dinner or whatever?" So we ate dinner, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to maintain my schedule so I can do my podcast tomorrow." And, got to talking about. He's like, "Oh yeah, I used to play Eve Online back in 2008, 2009 time frame." So I kind of filled him in on some of the updates and the free to play thing coming up, and So now I have somebody else to talk to about Eve here. So you're right. I might be able to get a pretty good following.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, if you sign up today for a trial account, by the time the free-to-play option goes live, your trial will be ending and will roll right into a alpha state, so you can actually train skills now at a faster rate using the trial account. And once it hits alpha, it'll slow down, but at least you'll have more skills than the guys just starting that day.
Yeah, definitely get on
Get
that.
a leg up.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is, and that message is brought to you by Ashtarothi. No, yeah, Ashtarothi said that.
It's a true story. And if there's any random chance that anyone here is in the Greater Vancouver area, our local Vancouver meetup is tomorrow night at Boston Pizza in New West. Come on out, 7 o'clock. Meet up with a big group. Hopefully we'll have 2 devs there again tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll have stuff to talk about.
Right on. So, man, I guess with that, we can roll right into some shout-outs and plugs. Manny, since you are a guest, do you have any shout-outs or plugs?
Oh yeah. As I said at the top of the show, I am the host of the Manny Bothans. Oh, hold up, I got locals here. Just a sec. Skip me.
Reds and local, quickly!
Duck.
What do you got, Marion?
A shout out for New Band for trying to come on the show. I hope we can get him on next week if he's available. And shout out to our record high of listeners here this week. I'm glad everybody could tune in. And to everyone who's downloading it in post. I know we have lots of downloads.
Oh, yeah. So then,
Okay.
I guess... Go ahead, man.
Yeah, now that I'm safely on the Citadel, just want to give a shout out to you guys for having me on. As I said at the top of the show, I'm the host of the Manny Bothans' primary podcast on Thursday nights. If you are interested in being on the show, please send me a message. That's Manny_Bothans on Twitch. That's at MR Manny Bothans on Twitter, and you can find me and Eve as the character Manny Bothans. I also want to give a huge shout out to the folks over in the Volition cult, because we not so recently, but rather recently, harassed them out of some space that we are now enjoying. Thanks a bunch, guys.
Nice.
I heard about that
Okay.
detente in operations, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, so for me, yeah, just to kind of feed off what Margaret was saying. So once we've been on the RSS feed, we're on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn. I know there's a few others I'm leaving out, but basically any podcast solution. If you just type in Mindspace Crash, you'll find us. And we have had over 1,000 downloads of the show since we put it up, and that speaks volumes to me. That really is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and if everyone could keep sharing it out to your friends, tell everybody that you know, your corp mates, your alliance mates. We try to air every Monday night here, similar time, a little bit of a swing, but you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Meredith_Eve, and you can follow Kale on Twitter as well.
Yep, I am at Kale Decadence, just as simple as that. And then also just like to throw out that we do have a Patreon, so patreon.com/mindclash. We greatly appreciate it. It'll help out in the cost for the RSS feed, and eventually, hopefully, I want to do like a real legit website that we have like
That we have like
He's been absorbed by the sand.
Well, while he's busy digging himself out, I will mention that very, very, very soon, this show, my show, and many other shows will be listed on podside.net. It is coming back, folks. I promise you. I've actually started posting my entire library of shows onto their servers, and when those servers go live and people can actually pull the websites up from wherever the hell they're at, we are gonna fucking party, guys. We're gonna party hard, brass.
Yeah, I'll have to get on and talk to them as well, see if I can maybe migrate over there. But if not, either way, we're gonna keep putting out shows every week.
For sure.
And
I
as
thought you were
told-
already on here. There's already a page on there for you and everything. It's
Yeah.
pulling shows directly from your RSS.
Oh, is it so? Okay, then I guess it might have been updated. Cool. So, with that, I'm Kale Decadence. Thank you for listening to myself, Nerdud, and Manny Boffins, and we will definitely be streaming to your ear holes next week.
Thanks for coming.
That's what she said.
Oh.